I'm Dr Zena O'Connor. I'm a colour theorist. I lecture in colour theory and application at a number of Sydney universities, and I also write quite a few articles and conference papers about colour theory and application. I trained at the Shillitoe Design School in Sydney many years ago. It was basically Sydney's answer to the Bauhaus School. It taught colour theory and application as well as design theory and application. A colour theorist examines the various colour theories that have evolved since antiquity. Many of these date back to the ancient Greek period. Quite a few of the ancient Greek philosophers wrote about colour, and ever since then there's been a plethora of colour theories, some of which are quite flaky and some of which are a bit more valid. So a colour theorist tends to examine those and look at them from a 21st century perspective. And there are very few colour theorists that work in the 21st century. Perhaps one of those might be Olafur Eliasson, who's really an artist rather than a colour theorist. However, he has written quite a bit about colour theory. Artists have often used colour to express or represent emotion. Van Gogh, for example, always used colour in his paintings, and it was often a vocabulary of his to represent different emotions. The colour-fill painters as well aim to express universal emotions such as joie de vivre or joy, tragedy or passion. So when considering Rebecca Baumann's work, Automated Colour Filled, people tend to respond to it quite differently. They tend to respond to the colours in particular quite differently. And that's because the interface between colour and human response is a very complex interface. It's an interface that's open to the influence of a number of different factors. And these include individual differences such as age, gender, as well as our own colour preferences, our own ideas about colour. Plus, the interface is also open to cultural and social conditioning. And that cultural and social conditioning tends to bring with it all of those various colour associations that are linked to particular cultures and subcultures. So Robert Owen's Sunrise No. 3 features a very limited palette of colours, but the three-dimensional walkthrough format enables us to look at this very large artwork from a number of different viewpoints around the room. And as we do that, we see the colours change according to our different position around the room and according to the changes in ambient lighting. So Robert Owen is literally showing us the changing face of colour as we walk around this particular work. The ancient Greek philosopher Heraclitus mentioned that everything is in a state of flux, and the same can be said of colour. Whenever you look at colour, it's always under different circumstances, different lighting conditions. You're coming to it from a different viewpoint, different mood perhaps. And so it is with Rebecca Baumann's work. The constantly changing juxtaposition of colour is a reflection, if you like, of Heraclitus's saying, you can never step into the same river twice. So the 21st century concepts that Rebecca's work brings to mind to me are a focus on time and the sort of relentless automated rhythms of contemporary life. It also is a very clever and visually stunning reminder of the amount of visual information that bombards us each day in contemporary life. Colour obviously adds quite a bit of vibrancy and variety to life, and I guess for me, on a personal note, my father was a Holocaust survivor, so for me colour is a kind of an antidote to the dark side of life.